Hey guys, we are back in Inventor, and what we're going to talk about today and cover is how to create a basic drawing. So what I've got is I've got my opening screen for Autodesk Inventor Professional, and I've got this new tab which comes up when you're opening the program. However, if you want to find it through your Start menu, you can do as well. So you can go to File, New, and that's going to create just the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the File New because that's most times how you're going to see it. And I go to File, New, and I'm going to start a drawing. I'm going to use the template. So whenever my program loads, we're going to get into it. So again, we're just creating a basic drawing. So as you will see, my drawing comes up in a large size paper. So if you want to change that, what you can do is you can go over here to sheet number 1. You can right click it and you can edit that sheet. And again, this is going to give you all the different sizing options. So you can go through size D, A, B, C, pick what you want to, or if you want something that you know the basic sizing, you can do that as well. So for this one, I'm just going to go to size B. Portrait and landscape, you're okay with that one. You can name it, do revisions, orientations. There's a number of different things that you can change from here. And again, this is a very basic creation. We're not going to go way deep into the details of this. So I'm going to click OK. And as you'll see, you have got your basic sheet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place my first view. So when you're placing your first view, this is going to be considered your base view. Okay, so your base view is going to dictate all the other things that come off there, and we'll talk about those here shortly, but I'm going to place my base view. When I place my base view, it's going to say, hey, what do you want to select? What document do you want to place in here? And you can either place in a part or an assembly. I'm going to place in a part. I'm going to go looking for my part, and I am going to go with this one right here, which is one I created the other day. And now you'll see that it is placed in my part. So once you place in your part, you get to select what is your front view. So for my front view, I'm going to select this one right here. So I've basically got all of my detail, and I can select this one from my options using my view cube. This is going to be what I choose as my front view. So now I can do a 1-to-1 scale. So is it actual size, or if I want to enlarge this, I can go to 2-to-1, or some instances I can even break this down into a smaller 1/4 scale. But for this one, I'm going to keep it at 1-to-1. That's pretty much perfect size at this point. And then I'm going to click OK. So as you'll see, when I have created my first view, this is my base view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it and I'm going to hover over it. And I got this red ants that I like to call them. I'm going to move my view over and I'm just going to space it on my page. Okay, so let's say I want to change this. I don't want to use this as my front view. I can double click this one and that drawing view edit box is going to pop up just again. So I've got a number of different things here. I can change it to hidden line removed, which I'm going to. I'm going to get rid of the hidden lines on this one. And then I can also go to take the shading off. And as you'll see, when I take the shading off, it gives me just a basic line drawing. That's what I want at this time. I don't want anything confusing. And this is, again, just a very basic drawing. So I've got my first view, which is my base view. And then now what I want to do is I want to create a simple top view and I want to create a simple side view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to place views. I'm going to select projected. And once I select projected, it's going to tell me, okay, you need to select your base view, and then we are going to create the projections. And in this case, a right side view and a top side view. So I select, and I'm going to click my object. And now I simply drag over. I'm going to click one time. Okay, so there's my right side view. And as you'll see, whenever you move your mouse around, you get a number of different things that will come up here, which is pretty awesome. It does a lot of it for you. So I'm going to move my mouse above. Now, once I move my mouse above, I'm going to click with the left mouse click one time. And I've got my top view and my right side view. Those are the two that I want to create this time. So I'm going to right click and then click create. As you'll see, once I click create, I've got my two views here. And again, I can hover over them and move my views around. You'll notice that those new views that you've got on here are going to move according to your base view. So I've got one more thing that I want to create. I want to create an isometric view up here. So in order to create the isometric view, I'm going to go back up to projected. I'm going to select my base view and I'm going to go at an angular path and again, left click and right click to let my computer know that I want to create it. And there I have. I've got my front view, my right side view, my top side view, and an isometric view for my viewer if I was ever going to send this drawing off to somebody to manufacture it. So what I've got again is I've got all my views, but I do want to go in and I want to add a little bit of shading on this one because I want my isometric view to be the most realistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over it. The red box will appear. I'm going to double click it. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here to my style and I'm going to click shaded. And when I click shaded, I click OK. And as you will see, it is going to show up as whatever I have in my drawing. So again, these things will edit and they will update according to what you have in your part file. So once I've got that point, I want to add a short dimension. So I can go up here to annotate. And this is my entire dimensioning, and I've got all of my other symbols. I can add labels, I can add surfaces, I've got datums, I've got parts lists, I have got everything that I wanted to do in this. But again, we're just simply going to focus on creating your basic drawing. So once we've got here, you can add all of the stuff that you want to up here. But again, we are sticking with the basic placing views. So just a short recap, I've got my base view. And then once I click my base view, I go up here to projected and I click projected into my other views that are considered my projections. I've got my top view, my right side view, and my isometric view. Again, this is a very, very, very simple way to create a basic drawing. There are much more in-depth tutorials available, but right now we are just focusing on placing your basic views.